Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and letting us light up that motivation to keep pushing your capoeira trainings and for tuning in. Train hard, stay motivated, and bring your shit to the Hoda. Bring it on. Let's roll. What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for coming back and listening to the podcast. For those that are listening and hanging in there and being positive. And as I always say, I'm bringing positive people and positive capoeiristas here to the podcast to bring you and spread more positivity to us here in the capoeira community. And today, I have a new friend, Abelha from Jingachi Capoeira Chicago. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Nice, of course. Yeah. Thank you for saying yes. How you been? How you been? How's is everything there with all these crazy stuff?
Everything's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, my body's a little messed up, I think, from training too much because we have so much available now.
yeah.
But yeah, no, we're doing well in Chicago, probably like every other state,
Oh, that's pretty
you
cool.
know, doing the
Yeah,
best we can.
yeah. Are you able to like go out or you like full quarantine?
Um,
Like
we're
like.
supposed to go to only like the essentials.
Oh, okay,
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 so like the store, maybe a walk. We're not supposed to linger outside.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Are you like,
I'm sorry.
is it like that by you?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people still going out.
Yeah.
I'm still working, so it's fine. A lot of people are going out, but I mean, there's a lot of businesses shut down and
Yeah.
people not working. But
But you don't have
if
bars open, right? Like, oh, that's closed. Bars and restaurants?
a bunch of restaurants, yeah, a bunch of
Yeah.
restaurants are closed.
Yeah.
A bunch
Yeah.
of bars, yeah,
Yeah.
a bunch of people, a bunch of bars and restaurants are doing like curbside, like pickup.
Yeah. I think we're about the same.
No, okay,
Yeah.
nice. No, that's awesome. It's better be that way. Yours that
Actually,
keeps people moving.
our stay-at-home order just was extended to May 30th.
Oh man, that's
So
crazy. More online capoeira.
another month in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. How many times per week are you training?
Um, now, every day. But in the beginning, I was like, I've scaled back a bit because I started to screw up my body a lot. So for me, this time, and I'll answer your question in a second, but I want to say, like, for me, this time feels very easy to be inspired and stay positive in training because we have this opportunity to train essentially whenever we want, during the day, because if, you're in a different time zone with really anyone across the world. So it's such a unique opportunity, almost like a gift,
Yeah.
in this time, that to me, to not take advantage of that, and I think people are,
Yes.
just seems odd. And so in the beginning, I was training like 2-3 classes a day because I was like, I want to train with this person, and and it's like volta mundo.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
but now, I kind of have like the people I've picked, I guess, so to speak, and
Okay.
kind of set a schedule for myself.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. The Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's pretty nice organized. That's pretty
I
cool.
mean,
That.
that like started to take priority over my job. So I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. Especially like you said, like all that time zone. You have to figure out like what time works for you if you're working from home, and then you gotta figure out
Yeah,
everything.
my lunch break will be like a class.
That's pretty cool.
I
See,
mean,
that's
it depends on your job, but I think I'm able to do that. Step away, do a class, come back.
yeah. You can like work with uniform.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, because I mean,
And
you can do whatever you want, but if you like me, I anytime I do a class, I put my uniform. It feels more real.
your like your whites.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do that.
No,
I'm a bad capoeirista.
no.
I'm in you.
At least for me, that's what I say. Like, at
Yeah.
least for me, it feels more real.
I know. I do notice people doing that, and I'm like, should I? I don't. The group. We're a little more lax with that or
Okay.
casual. Some teachers want us to wear our whites, some don't. So I come from a group where it's a little bit. It feels more relaxed, maybe compared to some others.
Okay.
Um, I think the biggest thing is like that we're just training. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Because every time I put it on, I'm like, well, at least feels like I went to a class.
yeah. They're
Yeah.
just not comfortable whites, you know.
No, do you think
Love
you
it.
think they're not comfortable?
Not ours.
Nah, depends
They
what it
didn't.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
can I can see that. I can see that. It depends what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, because I seen people training on jeans. I don't know how they do that.
Oh yeah. I think they're special jeans. They're like,
Look, the stretchy one.
yeah, but
Uh,
I wouldn't do that.
I'm on workout pants all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I I have like two jeans because I never wear them.
Yeah. So are you finding people on here that are struggling to stay motivated? I feel like it would be the opposite, just
I
with
mean,
the unique situation we have.
I don't hope so. I haven't find the first person, but sometimes I just feel like I used to be a neutral person. So when someone is struggling emotionally, they don't say it, and then they are like, yeah, I'm fine, but
Mhm.
inside they're like, damn man, I need more motivation, or they come to a class, they're smiling and they're struggling on the other side, But
Uh-huh.
I don't want people to feel like that,
Yeah.
and I want people to always be motivated and for whatever, or capoeira and outside of capoeira.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes the lack of motivation, because I had a friend, or I still have this friend, but he would see my videos and be like, God, you're so inspiring. And I was like, I'm just training. I'm not really doing anything different. And he was saying how he's trouble being motivated. And I feel like figure like what's your maybe go back to like your intention of either why you started capoeira or why you're in capoeira, because everyone's in it for a different reason, and maybe there's
Absolutely.
multiple reasons and maybe they change. And I feel like then you would find maybe the motivation to train.
Yeah.
And or the other piece sometimes comes from frustration of not being able to do something, or not um flexibility is huge in capoeira,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's something that's looked over a lot. And so it's like backing up and training. Maybe you're not training the the moves, but you're training to work up to those moves, and maybe it's a different medium altogether.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
mobility, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I think also people, uh, uh, I guess, is very contradictory for me how is social media, but we are not very social, where we can like reach out to someone and be like, hey, like how do you do this move, or how can I prepare my body to do that move? Just ask. It's not hurt anyone to ask and
Yeah,
be like, how can I do this? How do you get there?
yeah. I mean, I feel like social media, it's like a gift and a curse, because you can look at it and be like,
Inspire, get inspired.
inspired or
Yeah.
be frustrated that you can't do that, or you want to be like that person, comparing kind of thing. But for me, I use it as a training tool
Yeah. Yeah.
to, like, if I don't know what, I do train a lot on my own, and if I don't know maybe what to train or what to feel, I'll just, whatever I see, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to train that sequence, or and then I just use that as
Yeah.
my, so saying that to my friend, I'm like, just find something on the gram and
Yeah.
use that to train with,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
and just and like, it's just really, focusing your mind. I think he was struggling with not having someone to inspire him, but I mean, you gotta, I guess, find that for yourself at
Oh
some
yeah.
point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Because I feel like if we, like you said, if you use the Instagram to find something small and someone, and be like, hey, like I wanna get there. How did I get there? And a lot of people are posting like how they train at home and how
Yeah,
easy stuff, and just try.
yeah. So I don't know if you know this, but my group, a girl and I, we started on Facebook, the Facebook group, Capoeira Zoom, Zoom, Zoom.
Oh yeah. I joined that group. Yeah.
And we thought, and it was such a good idea. Like she came up with the idea. I'm like, oh my God, that is so smart
Yes, it is
to have
very, very
one,
smart.
to have one centralized location.
Yeah.
And so I created the group and
Oh, you created a group.
hmm
That's
and
awesome.
we put it under our
Yeah.
group,
Then you
people
got
are
you.
like, who the hell is Deborah creating this? I swore. His H, sorry.
It's okay. That's okay.
God. And it's neat because I feel like it's I don't know if people, I mean, I hope people are using it,
I think
to
so.
scroll through and be like, oh, I'm going to take a class with this mastery or this person. And then it just broadens our network even
Oh
after
yeah.
this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like so much is at our fingertips.
Oh yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said at the beginning, when I created this podcast, I was like, the reason I created the podcast is like I have a lot of questions. How can I get these answers? And then I was like, I was listening podcast, and then I met a person, uh, and they told me like, there's this course online that you can how to create a podcast. I was like, hallelujah, this is the answer. So I was like, I'm gonna create this podcast, and I'm gonna start asking the questions I want to know to
Yeah.
everybody.
I mean, that takes a certain kind of self-motivation, and some people have it more than others. And I
Oh yeah.
think that maybe that's where that piece comes in for people that maybe lack, with training on their own or now. I don't know if we have the magic answer. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean, I think,
yeah. But probably something that you do can help someone that trying to do what you do.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we tend not to practice what's hardest for us.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
music is a big struggle for me. So I don't like I been really bad about up until now. Now I practice it every day because I'm like, I have the time and I've been taking music classes. But
Yeah.
up until then, it was so hard for me that I just wouldn't do it. And I think that's where the link is between like how to bridge the gap between something that you struggle with,
Yeah.
you
And write
know.
it down. Like I was having the interview with Sin Parar from Ashe Chicago, Ashe Capoeira Chicago. And she gave a great idea of like write stuff down that you want to improve and make a list, and see, okay, Mondays I'll practice beating bow. Tuesdays, I don't know, whatever flexibility, and
Yeah,
make a list of what you want to do.
yeah, yeah. You have to be that person that's one that plans, but yeah.
Yeah.
I go more on what I feel, but yeah, you got to do what works for you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
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 But you say that personal plans, but you have a planner with you. You have a schedule. I think that's pretty planning.
That's because there was so much I wanted to take that I was
But
so excited.
it's pretty cool though. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks really good. Huh? And do you do any like preparation for like be flexible? Like I'm stiff.
Oh,
How
yeah.
how
I
how how
feel
do you
like,
do that?
yeah. And I also feel like that's the part of capoeira, maybe the piece, a misconception, or I don't know. I don't, for me, at least when I started, that it's people I feel like think it's a lot of strength, but it's actually 50%, if not more, or actually probably more in your body weight transfer is flexibility and mobility.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've always been active and I've done yoga for about 20 years and I
Oh
just
wow, cool.
got into mobility classes with Semparar. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's pretty
um,
cool.
she inspired me. There's a perfect example of someone putting out her craft,
That's awesome.
and it resonated with me and now I'm doing it,
That's
you
awesome.
know.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I've always had that. I think someone, you need that or else the movements are going to be that much harder,
Yes. Yeah.
you know.
And
And
is that how you prepare yourself? Is that like a warm up or how? uh,
no, I mean, I feel like it's a reset button. Like if I train capoeira, then I will do yoga or something that
Okay.
day or the next day. Like I don't think I would be able to just do capoeira. Like my body wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean that. So then
You mean like,
you have like Mondays just capoeira and just like all the kind of move, or you have like a set, like, okay, I'm gonna warm up, I'm gonna move first. How do you set it
oh,
up?
well, before quarantine, I would do yoga and capoeira on Mondays. I don't know. I know I weight train, or and then I'll do capoeira, or then I'll do yoga the next day.
Okay,
Um, it's more a day thing. I don't actually, sometimes I would prefer to do yoga and then capoeira because you're really open then,
okay.
you know? Um, but I don't necessarily like do 20 minutes of prep before capoeira. It's always like a class or something
Okay, okay,
to
okay.
really warm my body, or like maybe some weight training and then I'll do capoeira. It's hard to do capoeira cold. I feel
It
like
is, it is, yeah.
I guess I don't do that. Maybe once a week I'll do that, but I don't know how to not prep my body to do something like that. I feel
Yeah,
like I'll
yeah.
get hurt.
So you warm up for like 10-20 minutes and then jump to capoeira moves and all that. Well, you just said that you do the classes, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've never
Okay.
actually really thought about it until now.
That's okay. Call you out.
I just think it's important people cross train,
Okay.
whatever that is. Like to have something else in there,
Okay.
you know. And also, I think people think like, oh, they know how to stretch their body, but really, stretching's like, when you stretch, you also have to engage your muscles.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
think I didn't know how to do that until I, took a lot of yoga classes that were right for me, because there's all different types of yoga. So
Yeah.
stuff that works, that I found for me. But a lot of times you don't know how to get to that certain muscle, or part of your body. And also, if you're doing the same stretches over and over again, you're not going to access, your body's going to get used to that, and you're not going to be able to access, is that
Yeah.
it?
Ac-
Assess?
access
Access?
access to a specific spot.
Yeah, the way,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, you know, I mean, you said you take up cup water class, and the warm up is like maybe 5 minutes. And the way they're stretching is like, there's like moving back and forth. You like bouncing. I'm
Yeah.
not like, I feel like you need to hold the stretch. I'm not one, I
Yeah.
don't like, I think there's some lack of education, like a little bit in that area.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I think so too. I'm not an expert on flexibility and all that, but I feel like for flexibility you have to use like an hour or 30 minutes, 45 minutes, because it takes time to build that flexibility.
I think so maybe this was what your question was, is that I train flexibility or slash mobility strength just as much as I train capoeira. Maybe that's,
Okay, okay.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. That's the right
it's,
question.
yeah, maybe that's what,
That's awesome.
yeah, that, and makes doing, like, I really like ground movements, like volta por cimas and all that. Like, so you need that to do
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
you know? Um, so
yeah. I just mean I feel like stiff muscles that are not flexible enough. For sure you're gonna get injuries faster.
yeah. Well, another, Mestre Lobinho, I think we were talking about, um, I don't know what you guys call it, al coluna, where
Oh,
you,
you
or
coluna?
yeah. And he was saying, if you're not flexible in one part of everyone's flexible in different areas. And he was comparing himself to someone else, and how your body will figure out how to do the movement, you know, whether you have the flexibility or not, your body will compensate, and you'll be able to do the movement from whatever part can and can't.
Yes.
And so because I think I was asking him like how I can do this, or what can I do more, and it wasn't such an easy answer, because he's like, you need to try to figure out how your body can do it and then work with that. And I thought that was interesting.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you need to try to open up the parts of your body,
Yeah, for sure.
but
Yeah.
and that really just comes back down to getting to know yourself more and your body more.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same. Like I asked Google Quilombola
Yeah.
last year in person, and I was like, "Hey Google, like my hip flexors are pretty tight. Well, what do you think is a good exercise for me to like stretch?" And the only answer he says is like, "Well, everything is pretty connected." I was like, "Dang, that's actually right."
It is.
It was like, "Oh,
It's true.
that's right." And like I guess I gotta stretch everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And what do you think about? You probably answered already this question, but what do you think about the online classes? What do you think about
I
how
think
how
that
how you like it? How you like them?
I think it's great how everyone's like kind of jumping on board. It's, especially by now, like just um, advertising and promoting their classes,
Yeah.
and also making it affordable. I feel like um, for the most part, they're pretty affordable, like anywhere between 10 and 15
Yeah. Yeah.
US dollars. Um, and I think that the basis is to, support one another, but I think that the larger picture is just to collaborate and
Yeah.
support one another, like, energy wise, or,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
you
Because
know,
a lot of people they're out of jobs too, and sometimes you gotta find that. I mean, you can support and but also there's people like that like are struggling a little bit, and
yeah, the little bit of money helps, you're saying, or
say that again.
you're saying like the little bit of money, like the 15 bucks from,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
that will help also that capoeirista, and be like,
Yeah.
you don't know how the person is, so that contribution will help them, will help
Right.
everybody. And so,
Which why like opening it up to everyone and having it be public worldwide is so important, because you never know who's going to pop into your class
yeah, oh yeah,
from whatever country or state and take your class.
exactly, yeah,
It's really cool. So
yeah. And for example, I have my friend Congo that he does donation based. I mean, you donate if you want, but you don't have to just do the class and come to the class.
yeah, I think ours is donation based too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's awesome. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
I have to ask you this before we wrap it up. Was actually two questions. The first one, you have to explain me the thing that you was telling me yesterday about like Abelha and the
Oh.
unique name.
Oh, okay. So full disclosure, whoever listens to this interview, my capoeira name is not Abelha. It really is given by my Mestre Marisa, which I don't even think, did we talk about that? But she's my Mestre Marisa.
Shout out to Maestra Marisa.
Um, she'll never hear it.
Okay, well, it's okay.
But she gave me the capoeira name Gangoha, Gangoorra, Gangoha, and it means teeter totter or seesaw. Do you know that?
Is
Did
that
you
is
guys
that
have?
the balancing one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know like what countries have that. Not, I feel like it's an American.
Oh wait, is
It's
that?
like that. It's like at the playgrounds, and you're on either side.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I know it's
What do
like
you
a
call that
balancing.
in Spanish?
I don't, I forgot the name, but but,
Yeah,
but yeah.
that's my capoeira name.
Why?
Because she, I go between like extremes. So, like, I change my mind a lot. Basically, I don't know. Oh, maybe I don't want to go. Okay, I'll go. I'm like
Okay,
all over the place.
okay.
So she figured that out pretty quickly in me and named me that. So,
That's pretty cool.
but
I never thought about that name. That's pretty cool.
yeah, no one's really heard of it. I think it's just hard to pronounce. So
Yeah,
people really
Gangoha.
call me, yeah, G. But my name on Instagram was because I just liked it in Portuguese.
I think it's pretty cool though. Abelha. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty cool.
So I feel like I have two capoeira names, and you can call me whatever you want.
One capoeira name for Instagram and the other for the other.
My group knows like how I feel about my name. I tried to change it once, but it didn't work. Not so much,
Ah,
just like a different word for it, because
yeah,
it's hard to pronounce. Not that it's not appropriate for me. I think it is,
yeah.
but just like a different, a synonym for it. but it didn't happen.
Like
So,
balancing or something like that?
well, it's more like back and forth,
Okay.
or you know.
Oh, we'll figure it out at some point.
What's your other question?
And the other question, one single advice for all the capoeiristas listening to this right now.
Take a lot of Zoom classes. It's like an opportunity that will probably never happen again. You know, and an opportunity to take a class with like who was giving classes. I feel like there was a class with Mestre Suasuna or someone. No, maybe not. Some, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't need to be like, you know, crazy Mestre over here, but just like anyone.
Yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
know, it's such an interesting time that it's like take advantage of what we have right now.
Absolutely.
That, I
Absolutely.
guess that would be and stretch.
Stretch. Especially being at home, like not doing anything. If you at home, stuck at home, no, without doing anything, just stretch. Grab, put a yoga video on YouTube and just follow.
Well, if you don't like yoga, find something else. I mean, yoga's
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
for everyone, but just something to like work your flexibility,
That's true. That's
you
true. Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to suck probably, but most things do in the beginning and then it gets better.
You better be honest. Yes. Yeah. No. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to express your experience and all your capoeira experience.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Yeah. Shake hands. Yeah.
I should.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. My goal with this podcast is to inspire you to push your trainings and to help you to understand how awesome capoeira is for us. Help me to spread the positivity by sharing this episode with one friend, two friends, or anyone, so we can inspire more and more and more and more people. Thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next Hoda. Keep the greatness. Ashe.